Welcome back to episode 143. So in last week's video, you saw me wrapping up the welding at the back there. That's going really well. I'm pleased with that. That's nice and secure, makes the car stronger, means I'm a step closer to getting it sprayed. In this week's video, what I want to do is get the fuel tank, which is sitting down there on a Pasha's front seat, get that back in the car. I took it out about 5 or 6 months ago to allow me to do the welding without blowing up my garage. Now it's time to get it back in the car, get it all connected up and get the car started. Once I've got the car running, I can maneuver it around and do the final strip down ready for respray. And that is the goal where I'm trying to get to with all of this, is to get it sprayed and it will look amazing. That's what the end goal. Anyway, so as I say every week, click the like, click subscribe, leave me some comments. Even join, be a member if you want. I release sort of separate videos for the members, extended versions of these videos so you see a lot more about what's going on. And I sort of talk about the plans and all the problems I'm hitting along the way. Anyway, let's get in there and see how I get on. Let's start getting this under seal on. And this stuff is properly thick and nasty. So I do like this stuff. It really, you put it on, you feel like it really covers. And you give it a couple of days and it goes rock hard, quite hard, and creates this really nice barrier. So that's my, my go-to undercar stuff. This must be a replacement battery box because the car was so rusty, and this one's completely like new, so I assume this went in at some point in its more recent history. So thanks whoever did that. Unfortunately, just when I put the welder away and everyone thinks it's safe to let the kids out again, I've discovered this bit. I'd always known this was a bit dubious, but I didn't really want to go and look at it. Let me just zoom you in a tad. There we go. Right. So this bit, I kind of figured I'd probably just do a little bit of welding along here to level it up, but now I'm looking this side here, that I can push a screwdriver in. Oh, only in that one point, but that means basically all the way along here is probably riddled like there. If I really try, I could probably get it through there. There's bits and bobs, but I think what I've got to do is cut this piece out here along this edge. This is still within the window rubber. This edge obviously isn't, that's bodywork. But I'm going to cut an edge, come along here on that seam down, and then I'm going to remake this as well. But I might do it in a separate piece to keep my work easier. I think I'll be able to do a better job with that. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to do a little voyage of discovery and cut a lump out here and see what I find. I'm itching to get the fuel tank in, but I think it's just stupid putting the fuel tank in when I've got potentially more welding to do. Okay, so let's, I think I'm going to take the edge out there first. Well, the metal back here looks pretty clean and good, doesn't it? This is my seam sealant. Right, this is quite easily the hardest thing I've had to make. This is the patch that's going to go in the driver's side rear window where I've cut out. This will be where the rubber sits, and this will, I'm going to turn it up and the rubber sits on this. Yeah, the rubber sits across this. I can't just fold that, it needs to be at 90 degrees, so I'm going to have to cut little slits in it and then bend it up and then weld them all, which is what I'm going to try and do now. As I say, this is easily the most complicated I've had to do, so I've got no idea whether I'm going to be able to do it. Let's just loosen that a little bit. But let's try. It can't be that hard, right? And it's getting quite good fun, this sort of fabricating bits of metal. Anyway, let's go for it. Right, and obviously I've got no real idea how deep to go. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on that one. These two actually, I think, these middle two here. Right, so you can see what I'm trying to make. I've drawn out the sort of the curve. These will fold up, I'll weld them all up, and it should be about right. I mean, we'll try. It might be a complete abortion, but that's the fun, eh? Hopefully we'll be able to manage it. Right, you can see how that is at the moment. Not quite, I haven't quite got it level, but this is going to curve up, which will force all those in neater. But let's go try it on the car. Right, there's the hole, and there's my soon-to-be patch. So you can see, I obviously need to sort of, let me come right round. Right, I still need to drop it down so it needs to bend. If I squeeze it, you kind of see what I'm talking about. It sort of, it focuses on the thing from it. Yeah, if I squeeze it down, you can see it'll all close up. I'm a little bit big as well. There's the hole. My patch is too big. I'm obviously up too high as well, but I want to be up high so I can sort of grind it back down. Not bad though. I think what I'm going to do now on the bench is just form this bend, and then we can talk about welding it up. Actually, as soon as I put the camera down, I realised I can do it here, and you can see what I'm trying to make. Not bad. I sort of bent to the correct thing now. What I need to do is probably, I may remove a little bit more metal. I'm trying to remove as little as possible here. It's a beautiful bank holiday Monday today. Let's have a look then. So what I want to try and do then is finalise this patch. So there, hopefully you can see that because the sun's so bright. There's a hole here I want to fill. There's the patch I've made. If I walk around the other side, you might get a better angle on the sort of extent. And then this patch will fit in there like that. I think it's looking pretty good. It's a good line along here. Good line along the top. The top edge is too tall, don't worry about that. What I need to do now is weld up these sort of slits that I've created. And then I need to, basically I'll probably enlarge the hole slightly, just so my patch will slide in, and reduce the patch down, because I obviously don't need it quite this big. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, so we're going to do a bit of work on that today. Right, my plan with this one then is to put a couple of spot welds across each of these 1, 2, 3, 4 slits. You notice the welders are letting me do runs now, which is quite nice. So it's nothing to do with how I was doing it in the first place. But that's looking pretty good. Let's have a look what we've got. Yeah, it's pretty nice actually. You can see that. And penetration's good as well, you can see on the other side. Hopefully that focuses. Not too bad. I've got a couple little bits to do on the top, but I'm not worried because I know I'm going to grind all that down. Let's go try that back on the car. I think that's looking pretty sweet. It fits in there really nice. So in terms of the line here, it's good. I mean, it obviously needs a little bit of adjusting. The top we've got plenty. Come around this side, because I'm looking at how it meets here. Oops, sorry. Here across to here. I've got a little bit more of a bow to put in it, but not a great deal. It's just here, it's probably a couple of millimetres up, but I can just bend that in. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Pretty happy with how that looks now. It's showing up pretty good actually. Welded nice. I'm not killing myself trying to make the welds invisible because there's just no need. There's going to be a rubber press on top of them. Now what I need to do is cut out a bit more of the car. I'm not going to cut out the whole size of this. I want to cut out this base bit here. Hopefully that's showing that edge there. And a little bit more on this side, and then I'll reduce this down to fit. I brought the bench around here because I'm going to be doing a lot of backs and forwards, I think, to save the commute down a bit. Right, let's take a little bit more out. Right, let's just tidy it up a bit more in there. There's a bit of, I think it's like a sealant or something just stuck in there. If I can hook that out somehow. There it is, right. We won't be needing that for where we're going, will we? Just a bit more there, that'll just catch fire, so might as well have that off. And I could just sand this a little bit more on this inside edge. I should be able to do that with a finger file, if that'll fit in there. It's a little bit tight. I might be able to get it in if it was plugged in. Brilliant. I'll make the surface nice and square. Right, it's a bit better, a bit tidier. Down that. So that's the patch now. Now, I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but the upright piece here sticks out longer than the actual flat piece. So what I'm going to do is just tap that down. Just creates a little recess for me to put the metal onto and then weld, and then when I'm grinding I'm good. So that's there. I've got a little bit more to take off this side. That's not looking bad. Just flatten that down like that. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that this is my fixed point, this is correct, and I'm going to start grinding off here until the back piece fits in, which it won't take very much. Right, now I am pretty much there on the side, so the upright piece, that fits in really nice. Now I need to sort of look at the front piece here. Right, this one wrapping up today's sort of metalwork class. Actually, I know nothing about metalwork, as you probably know. That's fitting there pretty good actually. I'm quite pleased with how it's going. A little bit more work to do. I need to sort of bend it here a little bit more just to follow the line of the wing itself. If I hold it, well, it's not bad though. You can see, you know, it's going to go in there pretty good. Yeah, definitely getting there. I need to cut a little bit more out probably from here. This side I've folded down a bit, so that should be fine. I can weld on that and then sort of just tap that into shape. But not far off. I need a little bit more off this edge, off of my replacement panel, or patch, for that to just drop in the hole. But looking pretty good, I think. Right, Saturday morning, all ready, welder out, welder plugged in, all ready to tack in this final piece of welding. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else on the car that needs welding now, so really keen to get this in. This has taken quite a while to sort of fabricate, get down to the right shape, grinding it, but I'm pretty pleased how it's looking. It's never going to be perfect, I know that, and any body shop's going to have to fill around it to make it perfect, but what it will give them is a very solid base. So I think I'm just going to do some final checks, and then I think I'm going to get a couple of tacks in. Right, I've spent something like another hour fettling this patch in. I'm pretty happy with how it sits now. What I'm going to try and do is get one little tack in here, just to hold it in place, and then we can take stock. But yeah, that's what I've spent time is sort of bringing this front edge up. It was a little bit too low, but I'm pretty happy. It's complicated because this shape that I've created is sort of it bends in 3 different ways, so you can't just bend it. It needs sort of a lot of tapping around. Right, let's get one weld in. Let's get 2 welds in. It's going to be very difficult coming across the front there because I'm expecting it to blow out in every direction. But it's kind of what we've got, isn't it? So not a lot of choice. Now that's held in there pretty nice. What I'd like to do is get 1 or 2 along the front edge here, and I'm just pressing that in a little bit just to make up the, it's hardly a gap anyway, but just to make that gap up. I think we'll try and, if I press that in, I think we'll try and get one in there. I could also get a clamp and just pull it together. I mean, we're talking about 1 millimetre. I just wanted that a little bit more though. Right, I know it's got a little bit harder for you guys to see, but that's a C-clamp, or G-clamp, what you're going to call it. And just by pressing it, I can pull this wing in a little bit, like that. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it makes up the difference that I want. If I can actually get in there now. Right, a little bit tatty that one, but it's got what I want done. And as we know, it always grinds off. Right, so that's now pinching that together. And I would say that is our panel in the correct place. It's pretty decent. I can't take my gloves off, but pretty decent across here. This top edge will be fine. That I just need to buzz off. But yeah, we're in the right direction. Well, I'm really happy how that's coming along. All I need to do now is basically sand it down, keep rubbing it, and we'll get that shape. Just feeling it, it's not warped at all. I don't know if it's slightly out of shape just because of what it is, you know. It's a curved surface or what, but it feels pretty good. I've been, as you saw, I was pretty careful with the welding to make sure it didn't overheat. Lots and lots of little dots. Must say the welder's working really well at the moment as well. Anyway, enough blabbing, let's get in there. I may come and stay on this side. I think it'll make it easier to see what's going on. All right, so to get a belt off. Ever in doubt? One thing for sure, I've got a lot more belts than I'm ever gonna need, so let's just crack another one in there. These things are great. Looks not perfect yet, but I think you can see where I'm going with it. I think we're getting pretty good shape. There's a potential I need to put a little bit more material in here somewhere. I can't tell, I think it's there. There's a little black hole. But by and large, that is pretty good, I think. Potentially here, like, you know, like I say, I'm never gonna get this perfect. That's gonna need filler, but it is solid. That's the main thing, and it's the correct shape. Okay, 1 fuel tank. Now that's sat for a few months now, isn't it? Right, let's have a look what we're doing then. So it's just not lifting up quite high enough yet. Right, don't ask. I don't know where my fuel filler is, yet I have to fill this up today. Okay, I think we're probably ready to start. I've put, as you saw, a reasonable amount of fuel, probably about, it's not 10 litres, 8 litres, something like that. Battery's connected, the fuel pump's on. I think everything's on, it's in park, so I'm going to turn the key. Now, it's not been on for quite a while, so what I'm planning on doing is turn the key, turn it off, turn the key, to let the system prime. Okay, let's give it a go and see if it spins. It's whether I can hear it squealing at the injectors. It's going to take a little while either way. That sounds better because I can hear it straining a bit, which would be it pushing liquid through. Yeah, getting there. Let's give it a little bit more. Right. Right. Excellent. The injector's just started to squeal. I don't think there's enough. I'll try actually. I don't think there's enough juice in the battery to turn the engine over. Let's just. No, it's just not quite enough juice in it. It's annoying. I'm sure you remember this. This is the Oxito, I think they call it a jump pack. I can't remember the correct name for it now. I use this a surprising amount, which is embarrassing to say, because I should just buy a new battery for my wife's car. 76%, so it's still got some charge. I could not tell you when I last charged it, so it holds battery really well. Okay, so I've switched it on, connect it up like that. Oh. That is now ready to go, and I just turn the ignition on, and off we go. First turn of the key. Can you believe that? Literally, first turn of the key. Wow. That is quality. I can tell you I was not expecting that. That was literally first turn of the key. So the old girl's up and running again. It looks really cool with the white bumper on. It's not going to be staying like that though for very long. Yeah, fantastic. So I can get it down off the axle stands now. And I would say that's pretty much complete. We're where I needed to get to, which is an engine that runs, and all the welding finished. It's a little bit fumey in here. You hear the engine super smooth as always. Right, I'm gonna leave it there. Pretty happy with that. That is incredible how it started, isn't it? Like literally, and it's not just he did it on the off camera. I just turned the key and it started. Really pleased. It kind of goes into all of the work I've done over these, I think it's 4 years, I've not added it up. The fueling system I've rebuilt and everything, it all just works, it's really solid. What I didn't show was actually, so off camera I didn't show that when I turned the key, nothing happened at all. And I raced around, I checked all of the wires, I traced every wire in the ignition system and all checks out. Then I remembered that this battery I think is too small. It's not got enough oomph. It has to be 100% before it'll actually turn the starter. I put on the Oxito battery pack, which I did show you. And it started, that was it first time, so it was really cool. And you may notice in the middle of this video, the tempo changes a little bit and you start seeing things going back on like the rear bumper and other things coming off like the wing mirror and things. Because today's Saturday. On Wednesday, I had the sprayer come round and he looked over the car and said, yeah, fine, I'll take it on Monday. And I'm like, what? Panic. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've got 4 days, 5 if you count like Wednesday night, and I only work in the evenings and mornings and weekends. Panic mode. Anyway, I think I'm almost there. All I need to do before I can go on Monday is strip down the driver's door, which I can't get to because it's against the wall, but now the car starts, I can move it out. Take the seats out, and as a stretch goal, I'd love to get the dashboard out because I can be covering that while the car's away. It's going to be away about 4 weeks. I've not revealed what colour I'm going to be doing this yet. It's all kind of like an open debate. I've got some colours in mind. I've got one particular colour I really love. But yeah, that's coming up. That'll be coming up really soon. So that's probably, you're going to get one more video on the 79 car next week, which will be it going away, and then we'll be back onto the GT, and I can finally resolve what's going on with the clutch on that, which I think I just need to drop the clutch, have a proper look at it and see what's going on. Anyway, as I always say, like, subscribe, comment please, and I'll see you next time.